let's review our vowels really quickly. I'm going to teach you something new today. Let's sing our song. The vowels are A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U. The vowels are A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U. We know the short vowel sounds are A, I, and And we also know the long vowel sounds are when vowels say their names. A, E, I, O, U. We know that silent E can be bossy and tell a vowel to say its name. Today we're going to also be looking at when a vowel ends a word. So we know this sight word is go. We don't say ga, we say go. And that's because the O ends the word. So we hear the O say its name. We're going to use that same type of pattern to read this word. J-O, because that's the end of the word. So we're going to say O, not ah. Joe. That word says Joe. Joe. We have a silent E, so that will say made. Joe made it at. Silent E is going to tell the O to say its name. Home. Home. Joe made it at home. Oh my goodness, I wonder if they're talking about this. I wonder if this is the it. It looks like she made little people, or he made little people with using some nuts. Let's see how this story goes. It looks like it's illustrated with photographs. Someone took some pictures. That's the sight word where. Where can Joe go? Look how they both end with the O, and we hear the O sound. Where can Joe go? This must be Joe. Yeah. Joe can go, does it say hick or hike? Hike. Joe can go hike. Joe can see a lot on a hike. A hike is when someone goes walking for a while. Sometimes it's uphill. Oh my goodness, do you see this hole? Let's see. A silent E tells O, say O. O. A mole dug a big, well, this says mole, so this says hole. Do you see how they both have O? Mole, hole. A mole dug a big hole. A mole will go under the ground. The mole is not, does this say hom or home? Home. The mole is not home. Joe can get a rock. Oh, there are some rocks there. I wonder what she's going to do with the rock. What do you think? Maybe cover the hole? Maybe. Joe can see a red, does it say flower? It is a flower, but it doesn't say flower. It says ah or O? Oh, because of the silent E. Rose. Joe can see a red rose. The rose is on a vine. A vine is what it's growing on, vine. Did Joe, does this word say pock or poke? Yep, we hear the O because of silent E. Did Joe poke at it? What does that word say? Just like J-O, N-O, no. So Joe, no, go. Those are all words where we say O at the end because the O is at the end. Joe can get a pin or pine. Pine. Con or cone. Cone. This is a pine cone. It grows on a pine tree. Joe can get a pine cone. Joe can take a nut. Joe can, ooh, this is a word we don't use a lot. Silent E is telling the O to say O. Oat. Tote it home. Do you know what tote means? Tote means to carry. So Joe can tote it home. She can carry it home. Is this Tim or time? Very good. Time to go home, Joe. Do you remember what the title of our story had? It had those little people made out of the nuts. She got those from here, didn't she? Joe had a big pile. She had a big pile of nuts. Look what Joe, what word? Mad or made? Yep, made. Silent E tells the A to say A. Look what Joe made. What is this word? Hop or hope? Hope. I hope you like it. I like it. Those are pretty cool. I wish I could make those. She's very creative, huh? Let's go back and read this one more time. Joe made it at home. Where can Joe go? Joe can go hike. Joe can see a lot on a hike. A mole dug a big hole. The mole is not home. Joe can get a rock. Joe can see a red rose. The rose is on a vine. Did Joe poke at it? No. Joe can get a pine cone. Joe can take a nut. Joe can tote it home. Time to go home, Joe. Joe had a big pile. Look what Joe made. I hope you like it. Well, I sure liked the story, and I know I'm going to like hearing you read it to us. We're so looking forward to you reading us a story on Seesaw. Remember, you can practice each page before you record. We're looking forward to hearing you read.